Good evening, bonsoir. Welcome to the regular public meeting on February 3rd. Bienvenue à la séance ordinaire du 3 février. Please rise for the national anthem. We'll also do territorial acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge the city of Bathurst as the ancestral homeland of the Mi'kmaq. Today, these lands are homes to a diverse population of indigenous and other peoples. We also acknowledge with respect the diverse histories and cultures of the Mi'kmaq in this region. Nous reconnaissons avec respect l'emplacement de la ville de Bathurst en tant que terre ancestrale du peuple Mi'kmaq. Aujourd'hui, ces terres sont hôtes d'une population diverse, comprenant personnes natives, du territoire et autres patries. Nous reconnaissons aussi avec respect l'histoire et les diverses cultures du peuple Mi'kmaq de la région. We'll go to the adoption of the agenda. Ms. Parker?
That the agenda be approved as presented with the removal of the following items. 9.2, capital project for Shallore Street upgrades. 9.3, T011-24 Shallore Street upgrades. Item 9.4, transfer from utility general operating reserve to general operating fund. Item 9.5, transfer from utility operating reserve to utility operating fund. And 9.6, transfer from utility capital reserve to utility capital fund.
All right, I'll need someone to move. Councillor Branch, someone to second. Councillor Scary, ready for the question? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Ms. Parker, do we have any declaration of conflict of interest?
No conflicts of interest were declared.
All right, so we'll go to 4.1, regular public meeting held on January 20, 2025. Ms. Parker.
That the minutes of the regular public meeting dated January 20th, 2025 be approved as circulated.
All right, I'll need someone to move. Councillor Branch, seconded by Councillor Hondas. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carried. Consent of agenda, we're good. There's no public and administrative presentation. Okay, no finance, municipal bylaws. We're going straight to draft resolution. 9.1, 5-year capital investment plan for the Canada Community Building Fund, CCBF. Ms. Parker.
That the document entitled City of Bathurst 5-Year Capital Investment Plan for the Canada Community Building Fund, CCBF 2024-2028 be adopted.
All right, I'll need someone to move. Deputy Mayor Willett. Councillor Knowles. All right. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Or did we want to go, Mr. Pettigrew? I'll actually, before we move, yeah, we'll move forward. Okay. Mr. Abernathy? Okay. Mr. Abernathy.
Thank you, Your Worship. So essentially, this is the plan which needs to be approved by council. The 5-year plan aligns with our provincially designated highway plan. It's our investment for what used to be known as the gas tax over the next 5 years. It's a small adjustment to what we had in our last plan, pushing things forward for things that didn't get done. But besides that, we're looking at continuing our provincially designated highway rebuild and doing the utility sections of those roads, while the province will be handling the 78% of the road rebuild percent of those projects. So continue on the plan that we already had in place, but this is the utility portion of it.
Okay, just the utility. It's not everything else. It's not like Mount Carmel and everything else that we're looking at doing.
It is. Yep. That's on there. Yeah. So.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Councillor Burnett.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. Through you to Mr. Abernathy.
Yes.
When's the last time we got any work out of this fund?
Thank you.
Ready?
Thanks. So this is not the provincial doesn't highway fund. This is the I keep getting it wrong. The CCBF fund. So this is the old gas tax. So this has been a continual fund that we've gotten every year for a number of years, and it's slated to continue for a number of years. The provincially designated highway fund is a separate through the province of New Brunswick, and so that. The last project that was done under that fund would have been the milling and paving of St. Peter Avenue 2 years ago. So we've gone 2 years with no money in that fund. Yeah. But we are slated for a project this summer and next summer as well. For that.
We are slated for a project in that fund?
Yeah.
And this fund, there will be some work this year?
There's some things left to be hashed out, but we're hoping to get some work done this year.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? All right, I'll go back to the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carried. Item discussing camera 9.71, money in lieu of Parkland subdivision, Concilio Development.
Whereas the applicant, Concilio Development Incorporated, submitted a subdivision plan and the City of Bathurst to the City of Bathurst Development Officer for approval, and whereas the subdivision bylaw requires the setting aside of land for public purpose, or council may require in lieu of parkland that a sum of money be paid to the city, and whereas the City of Bathurst already owns land designated as parkland in East Bathurst, and the size of land to be reserved as parkland for this subdivision will be too small for development. Now therefore be it resolved that the money paid to the city in lieu of parkland equivalent to 6% of the market value of the land for a total of $1,560. The amount received will be deposited in Parkland Reserved account as discussed in camera on January 20, 2025, pursuant to Section 68 of the Local Governance Act.
All right, I'll need someone to move. Councillor Scarry. Seconded by Councillor LeBlanc. Questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carried. 9.72.2, sale of land, 1254 Vigneault Avenue. Ms. Parker.
That council approves the sale of parcels of lands located at 1254 Vigneault Avenue, PID 205-14196 as follows. Samuel Chiasson and Marie-Adèle Doucette, $972.60 plus applicable tax. Christelle Basque, $1,513.20 plus applicable tax. Robert Lawrence Lennon and Suzanne Mary Lennon, $1,603.65 plus applicable tax. Shanna Burnett, $47.10 plus applicable tax, for a total of $4,136.55 plus applicable tax to be deposited in the Parkland Reserve account. The purchasers will be responsible for all legal, subdivision, and registration fees as discussed in camera on January 20th, 2025 under the Section 68 of the Local Governance Act, and that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to sign all related documents on behalf of the city.
All right, I'll need someone to move. Councillor Burnett, seconded by Deputy Mayor Willett. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carried. 9.73, declaration of surplus of land, 210 Côte Bleue Drive. Ms. Parker.
Whereas, in 2020, the Surplus Land Committee conducted a review of the inventory of city-owned land and identified properties that are no longer required for municipal operations, and whereas, at the in-camera meeting held on January 20th, 2025, council members reviewed a property identified by the committee, and whereas the property located at 210 Côte Bleue Drive, bearing PID 204-38156, has been deemed surplus land. Now therefore be it resolved that council formally declares the aforementioned property as surplus land and directs its disposal in accordance with policy P 2024-08, disposition and acquisition of municipal land.
All right, I'll need someone to move. Councillor Knowles, seconded by Councillor Hondas. Go to the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carried. Do we have any reports from administration?
There were no reports from administration or committees.
All right. Mayor report. I don't have much at this time. I'll probably have one at our next public meeting. I know everybody has received their assessment. So whether it be housing assessment, business assessment, mine has gone up again this year. This is a provincial government assessment. Not saying blame on anybody, but I am getting a lot of calls saying that we've increased, the city has increased Their housing assessment is not done by the city. It is done by the provincial government. I do want people to know that there is what is called a spike protection. So, and I'll use myself as an example. I am actually on a spike protection for the next 4 years because the evaluation of my house has gone so high, and my property taxes from the day I bought my home is worth 3 times that amount now. That's what I am taxed on. And yes, even though I am mayor, I still pay property taxes. Someone actually asked me and they thought that we did not pay property taxes. Because we were part of, so I thought, as an interesting fact, yes, we do pay. So there is a spike protection. So if you had an increase over 10%, you can contact Service New Brunswick and let them know and request, and they'll look into it because you can qualify for that 10% max spike protection per year. And based on my spike protection, I think I'm going to be good for another 4 years. That's how much my increase has come up. Now, that does not mean that it all comes to the city of Bathurst as well. It is provincial. A portion has only come to municipalities. Oh. And on another note, if anybody has any questions, please reach out to me, and it'd be my pleasure to answer any questions that you may have concerning this or direct you to the proper area. We'll go to the adjournment of the meeting. Ms. Parker.
That the regular public meeting be adjourned at 6:41 p.m.
All right. I'll need someone to move. Councillor Branch, seconded by Councillor Hondas. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose. Motion carried. Thank you for being with us this evening. Have a good day.